Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today is the 14th of April 2025 and the prices of Bitcoin on the global cryptocurrency market, guys, is definitely better in comparison to the previous 2 weeks, isn't it? And looks like the impact of tariffs have reduced down and it's going to be really interesting to see, guys, how the market is going to be reacting this particular week. Now the good thing is that the inflation has gone down and I've been saying this over and over again, guys. Under the Trump administration, things are definitely looking good for the US economy. But more importantly, guys, for the world of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, he's a massive advocate, isn't it? So let's see, guys, what 2025 has in store for us. Now, in the world of regulations, guys, the US Security and Exchange Commission does play a massive role. And under the Trump administration, they are taking a positive approach regarding cryptocurrencies. And the Security and Exchange Commission, guys, they have something called as Crypto Task Force. And over the weekend on the 11th of April, they did have an event called as Regulations for Crypto Trading. And if you actually go to the SEC website, guys, they have planned 3 more events. One is scheduled to take place later in the month on the 25th of April, another one on the 12th of May, and finally one on 6th of June as well. So we'll very briefly touch base on this. Now, if you're someone who wants to go ahead and attend this, guys, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com and I'll go ahead and share more information as to how you can go ahead and attend this particular session. Now, in the world of digital assets, guys, central bank digital currencies are definitely a mysterious thing, and looks like the country of Israel, they're taking a positive stance regarding central bank digital currency, and they're working on something called as Digital Circle. And there's a really interesting study which is done by KPMG in Tel Aviv, and looks like a lot of respondents are kind of positive regarding central bank digital currencies, which is completely bizarre, guys. Because when you talk about central bank digital currencies, they're kind of opposites to Bitcoin and open blockchain, isn't it? But what I'll do, guys, in today's episode, I'll go ahead and discuss what this report is, and then we'll make a comparison between central bank digital currencies and Bitcoin and open blockchain. And if you truly understand the pillars of open blockchain, guys, you would know that central bank digital currencies are more of a control so far as money is concerned. So we'll definitely go ahead and explore this. Now, the next news, guys, is regarding the giant company called as BlackRock. And looks like 2025 is turning out to be a great year for BlackRock, and they have reported a staggering $3.4 billion in digital asset inflows in Q1 of 2025. So we'll definitely go ahead and discuss this. Now, it's needless to say, guys, that the Bitcoin ETF has majority of the stake, isn't it? So we'll definitely take a deep dive into this. Now, the final news, guys, is going back to US Security and Exchange Commission, and looks like now we have a new SEC chair, that is Paul Atkins. Now, we know the harm Gary Gensler did under the Biden administration, isn't it? And right now, guys, the US Security and Exchange Commission has a new SEC chair, that is Paul Atkins, and he's a massive advocate of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, guys, and a lot of them, particularly from the cryptocurrency world, as well as centralized exchanges, are really happy about this news. And there's a really interesting statement put out by Coinbase, guys, and they are talking about with the appointment of Paul Atkins, looks like we're heading to the dawn of a new era. So we'll definitely go ahead and share what this news is all about. So quite a lot to cover, guys, in today's episode, and like we do in every Crypto and Coffee Date series, we will be looking at 2 news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now the first news, guys, is connected to artificial intelligence, and check this out, guys. Dubai Space Center is using artificial intelligence in order to help with global disaster response, so I'll go ahead and share more information regarding this. Now the final news, guys, is also connected to artificial intelligence and Strategic Development Fund along with QuantCube Technology. They want to support AI economic intelligence in the United Arab Emirates, so another brilliant move for the United Arab Emirates. So we have got a lot of cover, guys, in today's episode. Let's kickstart with it right away. Thank you to our sponsors for being part of the Blockchain DXB journey. Firstly, Advanced Media. Advanced Media, guys, is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact, guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well, and Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing, guys, they're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously, and they're focusing on 3 P's, that is people, planet and prosperity. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing, guys, they also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE. So definitely check it out. And also guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing and hosting training workshops, seminars and community events that educate, inform and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Startup OI is global one-tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform, check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And finally guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now guys, since you're taking care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now the global cryptocurrency market, guys, is definitely much better in comparison to the previous weeks. And what is really interesting, guys, is I'm looking at this data on the early hours of Dubai, and technically it is still Sunday in most of the Western countries. And in comparison to the previous week, guys, for a Monday, the global cryptocurrency snapshot is definitely looking good. Now the matrix hasn't pumped up, guys, but the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies have definitely pumped up. And that is because the inflation numbers have gone down, isn't it? And looks like all of Trump's policies, guys, are definitely heading towards the right direction. And I cannot stress this enough, guys. Mainstream media is putting out a completely fake and different narrative. Imagine if mainstream media goes out and talks about the inflation going down and over $5 trillion being secured by the Trump administration. Then, guys, it will have a positive impact on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, isn't it? Now, it looks like mainstream media is definitely suffering from TDS. And that is one of the reasons, guys, I often stress, make sure you go and look at information from the first source. And this approach, guys, is definitely needed in the cryptocurrency space, as well as science or even medicines, in my honest opinion. Now, looking at the global cryptocurrency market, guys, right now it is at $2.68 trillion. And since the last 24 hours, it is marginally down by 0.84%. Now, if you look at the total cryptocurrency market volume, guys, it is at $79.03 billion. And in comparison to the previous 3 weeks, guys, for a Monday, this number is definitely looking good. And since the last 24 hours, it is up by 10.75%. Now, if you look at the total volume in decentralized finance, guys, it is well below the $10 billion mark. It is only at $7.88 billion. And DeFi, guys, as of today, is accounting for 6.41% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now the total value locked has been consistently on a downtrend, isn't it? And right now, guys, it is down to $89.49 billion. Now just a refresher, guys, which I tend to do quite often, going back to 2020, guys, on the 4th of January 2020 to be precise, the total value locked across all DeFi protocol was hovering around the $240 billion mark, and from $240 billion, guys, it did actually go down to $30 billion. And in 2023, guys, in the first 6 months, on an average given day, the total value locked used to hover around the $30 billion mark. And the only reason why the total value lock changed is because BlackRock started getting into the whole Bitcoin ETF game. And then, guys, they also announced they were getting into Ethereum ETF, isn't it? And the moment they announced that they were getting into Ethereum ETF, guys, the total value lock drastically pumped up from $30 billion to $120 billion. But now looks like the total value locked is on a downtrend. And that is the reason why it is consistently below the $100 billion mark. And $89.49 billion, guys, is definitely not right, isn't it? And just since the last week, guys, so far as the dominance of total value locked is concerned, Aave has overtaken the dominance of Lido, and the total value locked for Aave is at $17.38 billion. Now, unfortunately, guys, one matrix I'm not content with, that is to do with decentralized exchange dominance, and today it is at 26.12%. Now, I would really like to see this number consistently above the 40 or 60% mark, guys, because only then we can confidently state that the world is ready for decentralization, isn't it? Now, me personally, guys, I do feel it might take at least a couple of decades when the decentralized exchange dominance is consistent, and it does account for 40 to 60% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Let's see, guys, if that thing will happen or not. Now, regarding decentralized finance, guys, it is accounting for only 6.41% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now let's quickly run through the volume of decentralized exchanges. Now Uniswap is at number 1 and its volume is $1.62 billion. PancakeSwap, guys, is at number 2, but its volume is less than half of Uniswap's volume, and its 24-hour volume is $707.09 million. Orca, guys, is at number 3, and its 24-hour volume is $576.22 million. Pump.fun, guys, is at number 4, and its 24-hour volume is $517.91 million. Meteor, guys, is at number 5, and its 24-hour volume is less than half $1 billion mark. It is at $428.05 million. Now, if you look at the global cryptocurrency snapshot, guys, the numbers are definitely not best, but in comparison to the previous weeks, it is definitely better. But unfortunately, guys, the volume of stablecoins isn't that great. I would really like to see this number around the $120 billion mark, but unfortunately, guys, the volume of stablecoins is only at $73.18 billion. And stablecoins, guys, as of today is accounting for 92.61% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. And out of this 92.61%, guys, it is needless to say that Tether USDT accounts for majority of the chunk, and its 24-hour volume is $61.36 billion. Circle USDC, guys, is at number 2, but its volume is below the $10 billion mark, $9.04 billion. FDUSD, guys, is at number 3, and its 24-hour volume is $2.19 billion. Now let's quickly run through the market cap, 24-hour trading volume and dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now Bitcoin's market cap, guys, unfortunately hasn't improved a lot, but only the prices of Bitcoin has marginally bumped up, and the market cap of Bitcoin is at $1.68 trillion. And if you look at the market cap of Ethereum, guys, it is well below the $200 billion mark, but in comparison to previous weeks, guys, looks like the market cap of Ethereum is definitely pumped up, and its market cap is at $195 billion. Now look, guys, it's really important to understand, when you talk about market cap, it is probably not the best matrix to look at, because all you need to do is, whatever tokens are in circulation, you multiply it with the price and you get market cap, isn't it? But a clear mechanism that is implemented by Ethereum is the burning mechanism, and because of that, guys, according to me, it is a game changer. And the market cap of Ethereum kind of can be manipulated in a tricky way. But look, guys, I just read out this number so it gives us an idea as to what the strength of that particular token is, isn't it? In an idealistic world, guys, you should not be looking at market cap to gauge any matrix or the success of any project or protocol as such. Now, if you look at the 24-hour trading volume, guys, Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume is $30.51 billion, whereas Ethereum's 24-hour trading volume is almost 50% of that. It is at $15.20 billion. Now, if you look at the dominance of Bitcoin, guys, it is accounting for 62.70%. Now this is a matrix worth looking into, and you can tell which has a lot of dominance in the cryptocurrency world. Now it's needless to say, guys, when you talk about dominance, stablecoins will be leading in that as well. But I don't want to go out and take stablecoins, guys. It does make a lot of sense to only look at cryptocurrency or smart contract platform according to my honest opinion. Now, if you look at the dominance of Ethereum, guys, unfortunately, it is only at 7.30%. Now, in the Blockchain DXB podcast, guys, I tend to look at one new matrices in it. And today, what I want to do is, I want to look at the top made in American tokens by market capitalization, because there is so much of hype regarding tariffs right now. And looks like the drama between China and United States of America is increasing. But look, guys, I'm pretty much sure Trump and his administration are definitely keeping an eye on each and everything. And regarding tariffs, guys, what I'd really recommend you to do is, Scott Bessent is the person you need to keep an eye on, because he's the Secretary of Treasury. And regarding tariffs, guys, he gives concrete and updated information. Now, looking at the top made in American tokens by market capitalization, Ripple XRP is leading the pack with $125 billion. Solana gas is at number 2nd today, and its market cap is at $67.67 billion. Circle USDC gas is at number 3rd, and its market cap is at a staggering $60.07 billion. Now, this matrix gas is definitely surprising to me, because I was under the impression that the market cap of Circle USDC was around the $30 billion mark, so to see its market cap at $60 billion is definitely an eye-opener for me. Now, at number 4, guys, is Dogecoin, and its market cap is $24.67 billion. And at number 5, guys, is Cardano, and its market cap is at $22.80 billion. Now, guys, let's go ahead and look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. And the price of Bitcoin is staying strong at $84,834. But since the last 24 hours, it is marginally down by 0.97%. And since the last 7 days, it is up by 8.72%. Ethereum, guys, is at $1,613. And since the last 24 hours, it is marginally down by 1.68%. And since the last 7 days, it is up by 3.45%. Ripple XRP, guys, is definitely pumped up, and it is about the $2 mark. It is at $2.14. And since the last 24 hours, it is down by 0.84%. And since the last 7 days, it is up by 13.17%. Now look, guys, the only reason why the prices are pumped up is because of the inflation numbers. And under the Trump administration, guys, the inflation has actually gone down. So things are definitely looking good so far as the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are concerned. Now it's really important to note, guys, Federal Reserve Board, based on the inflation data, economic data, as well as information regarding tariffs, will be making a decision whether to reduce the interest rate, keep the interest rate, or increase it. But here's the thing, guys, the FOMC meeting is not scheduled to take place in the month of April. It is only scheduled to take place in the month of May. So until that time, guys, I don't see a reason as to why the prices of Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies will be going down, unless we get any negative news in the geopolitical world. But look, guys, mainstream media can go and create panic for absolutely no reason, and that is one of the reasons, guys, I often say, in today's world, it is not important that you have a lot of information. Rather, it is important that you got to look at information from the first source. And I'm saying this over and over again, guys. The only panic that could be created by mainstream media regarding tariffs. Now, the best way to stay updated with tariffs is the White House website. And in the White House website, guys, there is clear indication as to which direction tariffs is heading towards as well. And it is news such as this, and the interpretation of news such as this by mainstream media that is going to be driving the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. But in the Blockchain DXB podcast, guys, I'll definitely go and touch base on this. Now look, under the Trump administration, guys, the Security and Exchange Commission is definitely taking a positive stance. And the Security and Exchange Commission, guys, they also have a crypto task force, which is actually led by Commissioner Hester Pierce, and she has decided to have 4 roundtable conferences. Now, one did actually take place last weekend, guys, and that did actually take place on the 11th of April. And that event, guys, was focusing on regulations for crypto trading. Now, on the 25th of this month, guys, there is another roundtable conference, and they are focusing on key consideration for crypto custody. Now, on the 12th of May, guys, this is going to be a massive one, because that focuses on tokenization, and they will be focusing on tokenization and asset movement on chain. And finally, guys, on the 6th of June is when they're focusing on decentralized finance, and they're also focusing on the American spirit in the world of cryptocurrencies and decentralized finance. Now look, guys, if you're an American company and if you do want to go and attend the session, guys, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com, and I'll go ahead and give out more information regarding this. Now, regarding the crypto task force, guys, it was launched under the Trump administration in January of 2025, and they're focusing on clear regulatory guidelines, realistic registration paths, disclosure standards, and smart enforcement. Now, in the show notes below, guys, there is an official link by the US Security and Exchange Commission. Definitely feel free to go and check it out, because look, guys, with Trump in charge of the United States of America, looks like he wants to go ahead and make Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies great as well. And the Security and Exchange Commission with Crypto Task Force is definitely doing the right moves. Now guys, let's go and talk about some interesting news from Israel. And looks like they are massive fans of central bank digital currencies. And KPMG's Tel Aviv office guys, they did have an event where they gathered several dozen attendees to hear insights from the Bank of Israel. And the forum was called a CBDC IL forum. And this was done in partnership with Bank of Israel, academia and KPMG. And here's the thing guys, they presented findings from a study conducted with about 1,000 participants via the Rosling Institute. And this entire report guys is published on the Bank of Israel's website. And if you actually go to the show notes below guys, you will get the entire report. And what the report actually states, that more than half of the respondents, which is 51.57%, showed a high level of interest in the usage of digital Shekel, which is a central bank digital currencies, and 34% of the public guys expressed a very high level of interest, and 17% expressed medium interest. Now these findings guys do indicate a high potential to go ahead and adopt central bank digital currencies in it. But look guys, it is so critical to understand when you talk about central bank digital currencies, they are kind of exactly opposite of Bitcoin and open blockchain. Now central bank digital currencies guys, they are definitely digital currencies, but they definitely do not follow the ethos of Bitcoin and open blockchain. And Andreas Antonopoulos guys is one of the OGs in the Bitcoin space, and according to me the greatest educator on Bitcoin. He has created something called as pillars of open blockchain. There are essentially 6 pillars of open blockchain. The first one is open source, the second one is permissionless, the third one is borderless, the fourth one is censorship resistant, the fifth one is neutral, and finally guys, the sixth one according to me, which is the most important one, that is publicly verifiable. And Andreas Antonopoulos guys on YouTube does have a video explaining the pillars of open blockchain. I'd really urge you guys to go ahead and check it out. Now in the YouTube video guys, he's only talk about the first 5 things, and later on guys, he talks about publicly verifiable as a pillar of open blockchain as well. Now all of these pillars guys are definitely not followed by central bank digital currencies. Now the first one, when we talk about open source guys, all of the source code of Bitcoin and open blockchain is completely available for absolutely anyone in the world to go ahead and check it, and you can check most of them via github.com. But when you talk about central bank digital currencies, they will definitely not want to keep the source code open sources in it, because a lot of notorious actors will go ahead and attack them. Now if you look at the second one, that is permissionless guys, you absolutely do not need any permission to go ahead and use Bitcoin and open blockchain. But in case of central bank digital currencies, it will be issued by a central bank, and in this case it will be the Bank of Israel. So you need prior permission to go ahead and use it. Now if you look at the third one, that is borderless, the word indicates that this particular digital Shekel will be available to be used only in restricted areas. But in case of Bitcoin and open blockchain guys, there is absolutely no border to go ahead and use it. As a matter of fact guys, regarding Bitcoin, there was a transaction done in space as well, and the transaction was 100% successful. Now if you look at the next one, that is censorship resistant guys, Bitcoin and open blockchain cannot be censored by absolutely anyone. But in case of central bank digital currencies guys, the whole point of creating central bank digital currencies so that you can go ahead and censor these transactions. Now you can make an argument guys that funds used for notorious purposes such as terrorism financing or anti-money laundering should be censored. But when you talk about the pillars of Bitcoin and open blockchain guys, these transactions should definitely not be censored. Now the next point guys is regarding neutral, and when you talk about Bitcoin and open blockchain guys, the feeling of using Bitcoin and open blockchain is absolutely the same in the world. But let's say in case of central bank digital currencies guys, the user experience will be different. You might have to use a specific app, and that particular app will be focused on your particular region. Now hypothetical situation guys could be, let's say in the Middle East region, these central bank digital currency transactions should be Sharia compliant. That's one way of looking at it when you talk about the pillar regarding neutral. Now the next one guys, and according to me which is the most important one, that is publicly verifiable. And at this point of time you should know that Bitcoin and open blockchain can be verified by absolutely anyone in the world. Even a 5-year-old can go and check it. But in case of central bank digital currency guys, it is only the central bank as well as members who are on the consortium, they can go ahead and verify it. So look guys, when you talk about central bank digital currencies, they definitely do not follow the ethos of Bitcoin and open blockchain. Now they're definitely digital assets and they're definitely cryptocurrencies, but they're definitely not going to be working on open blockchain, isn't it? Because if they did want to follow the pillars of open blockchain guys, they may as well go ahead and adopted Bitcoin, isn't it? So these are things you need to be aware about when you talk about central bank digital currencies. And look guys, according to me, one of the biggest game changer between Bitcoin, open blockchain and central bank digital currency is the problem of double spend. And according to me, Satoshi Nakamoto's biggest innovation was that he was able to solve the double spending problem, and he did that using cryptography, mathematics and hashing algorithm. But in case of central bank digital currency, guys, there is a centralized entity and they can actually go and do double spending, and by doing that it defeats the whole purpose of using open blockchain, isn't it? Now guys, let's talk about a $1 trillion company, that is BlackRock. And BlackRock has reported a $3.4 billion in digital asset inflows in Q1 of 2025, bringing the total assets under management in category to $50.3 billion. Now it's really important to note, guys, this growth was fueled largely by demand for Bitcoin ETFs, including the iShares Bitcoin Trust, which is IBIT, as well as iShares ETF, which overall had a record-breaking quarter with $107 billion in inflows. Now this particular surge, guys, highlights growing institutional and retail interest in crypto exposure to regulated investment vehicles, isn't it? So things are definitely looking good for $1 trillion companies. But look, guys, so far as ETFs are concerned, according to me, it is only the rich people who are getting richer, isn't it? And if you actually go to my website, that is www.blockchaindxb.com, at the very first page, if you scroll to the bottom, you will see an article written by me where I definitely dislike ETFs. But let me know, guys, what are your stance regarding ETFs? Cause look, the whole idea of creating Bitcoin, guys, was people can go and send transactions between one person to another, isn't it? But financial instruments regarding ETF, guys, they're only helping $1 trillion companies and $1 billion companies, according to my honest opinion. But another way of looking at it is, because of these $1 trillion companies acknowledging Bitcoin, guys, it does create trust in the common market as well. So there are two ways of looking at ETF as well, isn't it? Now, guys, let's go and discuss final news for today, and that is to do with US Security and Exchange Commission Chair. And now, guys, Paul Atkins has been appointed as the new SEC chair, and Paul Atkins, guys, has a long career in finance, and he does aim to provide clear rules for cryptocurrency industry. And at the Senate hearing, guys, Paul Atkins did actually state that his top priority was to provide a firm regulatory foundation for digital assets, and he will be doing that through a rational, coherent and principled approach, which is completely in contrast to what Gary Gensler was doing under the Biden administration, isn't it? And looks like people from the cryptocurrency world, guys, they are definitely fans of Paul Atkins as well. And Farashi Roth, who's the chief policy of Coinbase, guys, did actually state that the confirmation of Paul Atkins was the dawn of a new era. So definitely interesting news. So these were the newscasts on the Bitcoin, blockchain and cryptocurrency world. Now let's go and look at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East, and both the newscasts are in the world of artificial intelligence. Let's kick off by starting about the first one, and Dubai Space Center, guys. They will be using artificial intelligence to help with global disaster response. So let me go ahead and give out more information regarding this. And the MBRC, guys, that is Mohammed bin Rashid Space Center, is using AI to support global disaster response mission, and their high-resolution satellites will assist in crisis areas like Philippines, which is more to do with volcanoes, Indonesia, which is more to do with floods, and in Libya to do with floods as well. Now the center, guys, receives about 8 disaster relief requests per week from international organizations, and AI has been integrated to improve speed and accuracy of data analysis and disaster report. And Saeed Al-Mansouri, guys, who's the director of the remote sensing department, has emphasized the need for immediate response during disaster, and satellite imagery, maps, and area studies are provided to organizations handling earthquakes, volcanoes, floods and landslides as well. And since the start of 2024, guys, they have supported around 40 international disaster missions, and these efforts are typically post-event analysis to assess damage and guide aid efforts, and AI has been trained on historical data to generate insights rapidly, even outside working hours. And the aim of this particular move is to increase efficiency and accuracy while at the same time responding to more requests simultaneously. And Mohammed bin Rashid Space Center, guys, presented these insights as ISPRS Geopolitical Week, which was actually held in Dubai itself. Now regarding ISPRS, guys, they promote international collaboration in remote sensing and geospatial sciences, and the conference gathered global experts in remote sensing, photogrammetry and geoscience. And Mohammed bin Rashid Space Center has launched 6 Earth observation satellites since 2009, from nano satellites to small size one. And last month, on the 14th of March 2025, the US latest synthetic aperture radar, which is SER satellite, was launched via SpaceX Falcon 9, and the first signal from South, that is synthetic aperture radar, was received about 1 hour and 20 minutes post-launch, and that satellite will enhance US research and data production capabilities for government and universities. And look, so far as UAE is concerned, it is the first country in the region to develop and launch its own SAR satellite, that is synthetic aperture radar, and looks like the country is strengthening its leadership in space tech as well, so definitely brilliant move. Now look, so far as artificial intelligence is concerned, it is definitely turning out to be a game changer and saving lives as well as in it. And the next newscast I'm going to be talking about is also connected to artificial intelligence and strategic development fund, along with Concube Technology guys. They will be supporting AI economic intelligence in the United Arab Emirates. So let me go ahead and give out more information regarding this, because they have entered a joint venture agreement in Abu Dhabi. Now, Strategic Development Fund is an Abu Dhabi-based investment fund which is wholly owned by Edge Group, and so far as Concube is concerned, it is a Paris-based company specializing in real-time macroeconomic intelligence. Now, this particular announcement was made during AIM Congress 2025 in Abu Dhabi, and this partnership, guys, supports the US strategy of promoting AI and data-driven decision-making, and the new venture will be co-owned by both Strategic Development Fund and Concube Technology, and it will leverage Concube's AI and alternative data expertise to deliver real-time economic and financial insights, and target users include institutional investors, corporates, financial institutions, and government agencies in the region. And the platform will assist in strategic planning, economic forecasting, and operational decision-making as well. And it will also offer macroeconomic and financial analytics tailored to regional needs, and it will support dynamic tracking of global supply chains and physical asset flows. And Concube's tool, guys, includes real-time nowcasting and geospatial data analytics too. And the collaboration aims to bring deeper regional integration to advanced AI-based analytics, and the joint venture seeks to unlock new use cases for economic intelligence in complex environments. And the Strategic Development Fund sees this as a way to enhance supply chain management and provide strategic financial values. And this venture will assist institutions navigate global change and fuel growth in UAE's dynamic economy. So definitely brilliant news, isn't it? So these were the newscasts on the Bitcoin blockchain, cryptocurrency, and even artificial intelligence work from blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes is going to be an Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So let's kick start with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's Josh from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. I have a question by Mark who asks, are there any macro level things we need to be looking at this particular week that could have a significant impact on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies? This to be Mark is such a brilliant and simple question. Now usually, Mark, what I tell my class who are not in the world of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies to just buy Bitcoin and hodl them. Other than that, I don't tell them to focus on absolutely anything else. But at a macro level, what I'd really recommend our listeners to do is, there are only essentially two things that you need to be looking at. The first one is the CPI numbers or the inflation numbers. And truth be told, Mark, you need to be looking at this not just for the Bitcoin or cryptocurrency world, but even your day-to-day life, because your petrol prices, your gas prices, or even your food expenses depend on it, isn't it? And whether we like it or not, the CPI numbers in the United States of America directly and indirectly has an impact over the entire world. And there's always the saying, whenever the United States of America has cough, the entire world has pneumonia. So to answer your question, there are only two things I would recommend our listeners to keep an eye on. The first one is the inflation data, and the second one is the FOMC meeting where the Federal Chair Jerome Powell decides to go ahead and keep the interest rate, reduce it, or increase it. Now thankfully there's no FOMC meeting scheduled this month, and next month there will be an FOMC meeting. Now regarding the FOMC meeting, what I'd really recommend you to do is go to the Federal Reserve Board website, and they do have a calendar in place. And look, a lot of notorious traders, a lot of trillion-dollar companies and billion-dollar companies, they are aware of these key dates, and they are the ones who try to manipulate the market. So these are things average people need to be aware about. But to answer your question, this entire month I don't see absolutely anything that we need to be keeping an eye on. Even news regarding tariffs, I don't think so it's going to be negatively impacting the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now right now, Mark, there's so much of hype and drama going on regarding tariffs, isn't it? And I cannot stress this enough. 90% of the information that is circulating, particularly in LinkedIn, Instagram, or even Facebook, are completely misleading and fake news. Rather than looking at 10 sources of information, Mark, I would really recommend you, and even for our listeners to do, is go to the official White House website, read through these tariffs, and to be honest, these tariffs are not that long. Now let's say if you don't understand it, then the only person I'd really recommend our listeners to listen is Scott Bennett because he's a Secretary of Treasury. Other than that, I don't think so there should be anything that should be worrisome or anything that should be driving up the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies at least this entire month. But look, the cryptocurrency world is absolutely wild, to be honest. You never know, there might be some new drama popping up, or maybe a new industry that will be coming up altogether. But definitely an interesting question. And that's about all, guys. I'm the Ask Me Anything C, some blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Remember, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Blockchain DXB podcast, where we cover top news and information pertaining to the price of Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. And we also look at 2 news from Dubai, UAE, and the Middle East. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.